Hello everybody, I have another Dustin Tribe workshop to share with you today. We are making walking sticks. So the first thing you want to do after you select your walking stick is to use a power tool to trim off those protruding knobs as well as trim down your walking stick to an appropriate height. Now if you don't have power tools, that's okay. You can use a metal file to smooth down those knobs, and I think for this one it was probably a better idea to use the power tool, but my son is really having a go at it. Alright, so once you get the stick as smooth as you want it, then we can start on the second step of that process, and that's to remove the bark or at least smooth it down. You can do that with sandpaper or with a power sander. I used a knife to remove the bark, and it gives a nice layering effect. You can kind of see some of the layers underneath the bark kind of be revealed, and it gives a nice variation on color. Alright, so once you've removed as much bark as you'd like, it's time to sand it. So you can see there's a lot of extra little pieces there. You want to start with a sandpaper at about 80 or 100 grit, and then you can move to a finer sandpaper so it's nice and smooth. That's me working on my stick. Hello! It was a lot of fun, I have to say. These workshops are not just for the kids. Now, you can also cut some notches into your walking stick. Now, using a knife was a little bit more difficult. Here's a specialized tool for this. And there are other things that you can use. Here's a little tiny sander that you can kind of use in order to give some character to the top of your walking stick. Alright, so once all of the smoothing down was complete, we were able to get the stains out, prep our area, and begin staining our walking sticks. Now there were quite an assortment of colors. Everybody chose something unique that went well with their particular piece of wood. Here are the boys just kind of waiting in line. We all really kind of took a liking to our particular stick. Alright, we want to just give it a quick wipe down with an oil cloth so that there aren't any little bits of dust on your walking stick before you begin staining it. Then you can give it about 1, maybe 2 coats of stain. You don't want it to be too thick because you do want it to absorb and then dry, and you don't want to put it on so thick that you lose some of the character of the stick itself. There is some variation in color, and so you just want to give it maybe 1 or 2 light coats of stain. We had them out in the sun so they could dry so that we could then put the polyurethane on it. Now if you wanted to, you could leave this dry for about a day. We just left it for about maybe less than an hour. And then we could go on to the last step of the process, and that was to add a sealant to our walking sticks. Now you can add the sealant even if you don't stain the stick, but you do want to leave this out in a well-ventilated area for at least 24 hours because it does smell quite a bit. Alright, so once they were all done, they were really beautiful. We had 3 of different colors. My 2 boys and I each made one, and I really enjoyed it a lot. Okay, so if you'd like to catch up on some of our other Dustin Tribe workshops, you can click here for that playlist, and nowadays you can kind of find me everywhere. Alright, thanks for watching.